Hello people, it's down here. Well, I'm a little bit late, Deanna. I am back. Billy's house. Like I said, I'm gonna read the book here. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. More of that shit. This place is fucking holy. Hey, Billy.
Good music, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you give me my tripod? I'm gonna read more of this book.
That was made to give a man a lot of pleasure. But what you giving me tonight is more.
Anyways, guys, I'll be back. Hey guys, it's Daniel here. And I am going to read more of this.
The traffic light, everybody's looking as she goes by. They turn their heads and they watch her till she's gone.
You want to turn the music down?
Lord have mercy, baby's got a virgin.
Thank you. So, are you enjoying your ice? You enjoying your ice cream?
Yep.
What kind of ice cream you had? What kind of ice cream is it?
Cookies and cream.
Nice. Eldritch Race, the ruling intelligent race of our Earth's final period just prior to its destruction. The time travelers of Yith sometimes visited their distantly future world, the shadow out of time. Ancient Ones, a race or sect of beings which the Urmor at 12, most ancient one, tells Rudolph Carter and his extensions on Earth.
Oh, man.
Through the gates of the Silver Key. Cleitoprocess species. The race of highly intelligent beetles that will rule the Earth after the passing away of the human race. That's the way of the human race. The naked minds of the time-spinning great race of Yith will seek sanctuary in their forms of the future after abandoning the Rugusk cones they inhabited in our distant past, the shadow out of time. Cone-shaped race, a race of beings that flourished on the Earth from 1 billion years ago until around 15 million years ago. Their incessant bodies were shaped like a cone, with a globular head, having 4 eyes and arm-like appendages, 2 of which ended in prehensile claws. They stood approximately 10 feet in height. They were 10 feet broad at the base. Their motive minds were displaced 600 million years ago by the invading alien minds of the time-spanning great race of Yith, the shadow of time. Nathaniel Wingate. Polici suffered the same fate temporarily and found himself in one of the cone-shaped bodies of the great race. He discovered that it was their habit to send forth minds to distant times and places in order to learn alien sciences. When they did so, the minds of the beings that inhabited... What are you doing? Were transported into their console bodies. The shadow out of time, the challenge from beyond. Elder race. The elder race, the elder things, the elder ones are verily designed by Lovecraft, are formed of natural normal matter, of incredible durability and toughness. The alien species were sometimes referred to by Lovecraft as the Old Ones, but it was very different in nature from the gluttonous, blood-sucking thing in the Whitley farmhouse that is described as the Dunwich Horror, whereas the bodies of the beings who are more usually called the Old Ones are made up of substances not of this world, so that when their hybrid children die, they simply evaporate into the air of the flesh of the other race, described as the mountains of madness, and leathery, indestructible, and almost indestructible. They cannot reshape or reform themselves as can the old ones and their kin. A measure of their durability is that a small number of the race lay in dormant condition, frozen solid for 40 million years, yet suffered no serious ill effects after they were revived. Lovecraft has provided a detailed description of these beings. They stand upright and 8 feet in total length. The central 6 feet is made up of a barrel-shaped torso with 5 vertical ridges. Membranous wings, 7 feet long, and when extended are folded up between these ridges. Presumably they are 5 wings, although Lovecraft is not explicit on this point. From the center of each ridge extends a flexible gray tentacle that branches into 5 stalks, each of which branches into 5 more slender stalks, so that each tentacle has 20 feet long fingers. Okay. These tentacles serve the creatures as arms and reach to a maximum of 3 feet from the barrel torso. On the top of a blunt neck, lighter gray in color. Then the body is flat, head-shaped, like a starfish. The neck is surrounded by gills. The entire head is covered with very solidly 3 inches in length that are every color of the rainbow. The head is 2 feet across, with a slit in the top of for breathing when out of water. For these beings are as much at home on land as at sea. On land as in the sea. At the end of each of the 5 points is a short yellow stalk that terminates in a red eye. Between the points of the head extend longer, reddish tubes that terminate in months that have small white teeth. Its vocal organs are adapted to a language that consists of shrill pipings similar to the notes of a flute. Their anatomy at the base of the barrel torso is barrel torso that is similar to that of a head, but serves a different function, that of a locomotion. A thick neck, light gray in color, extends downward from the torso and terminates a greenish starfish-like shape. From the points, I'm just making sure the camera's still recording because batteries are kind of dying. Of which points of which extend 5 flexible legs around 4 feet in length at the end of a flat paddle-like feet. Each foot is green and shaped like a triangle, 8 inches long and 6 inches wide at its tip. From the inner angles of this lower starfish-like structure extend reddish tubes 2 feet in length and orifices at the tips to serve the extraordinary function. The elder race propagates by propagates. I can't say it. By means of spores in place of blood. They have a thick, fluid, dark green in color. Their bodies emit an unpleasant odor described as pungent acid that causes dogs to react with intense hostility. The brain is large and 5-lobed. Their nerve system advanced and complex. They have senses beyond the 5 with which we are familiar. These creatures cannot be classified as either animal or vegetable, but are a curious blending of the two categories. Lovecraft's narrator in At the Mountains of Madness connects with the elder things referred as to be Elzard in the Necronomicon. They are known as the elder race because they come to this planet before the coming of the old ones. When the old ones crossed space to reach our world, they found the elder race already well established, with mighty cities all over the face of the globe. The elder race colonized the world before it contained any life. When it was only naked lava flows of surreal seas, and the Necronomicon is suggested that the elder things created all life on this planet. No. Or at least all the beginnings of the life that later involved. Hazard was not clear as to why they did so. He thought that it had been done either a great cosmic joke or that perhaps it was merely a mistake. It may be presumed that Hazard was recording lore already ancient in his time. Lovecraft's narrator characterizes the elder race as the makers and enslavers of earthly life. The notion that life on Earth was a mistake, that it was not intended to exist, and the greater scheme of things, and it is in harmony with the Necronomicon teaching as related in the Dunwich Horror. The old ones will one day wipe our planet clean of all biological surface life before returning to its former place in a higher dimension from which it fell. If the Earth had been originally sterile, they would naturally view biological organisms as a kind of contamination of infection to be washed away before the globe could be set back to its proper place. It might also explain the part of the intense enmity between the old ones and the organic old elder things. For those two alien races made wars against each other, and contesting for control of this world long before humanity evolved. The elder race came to our planet by flying across space on their membranous wings, which were able to push against the ether of space itself. They established their cities under the oceans of the barren sphere. They created various life forms familiar to them from the former worlds of organic to serve as their food sources and slave laborers. Chief among the workers were the Shoggoths, enormous prothematic organisms similar to giant embryos, some 15 feet in diameter, that used their great strength to lift the enormous stone blocks of the submarine cities. The elder race inhabited eventually. Eventually, they extended their habitations to the dry land. Once it had been rendered less harsh by the growth of the plant life. The original place of settlement was the Antarctic Ocean. Antarctic Ocean, yeah. And their first land cities were on the landmass of Antarctica, which was warm at this period in the history of the Earth. For a time, they were driven back into the oceans by a war that they fought with alien invades, described in Lovecraft's story as a land race of beings shaped like octopi, that Lovecraft identified as the spawn of Cthulhu. The two alien races made peace for a time, and the elder race returned to the elder land masses that kept the seas, while the spawn of Cthulhu occupied the newer volcanic landmasses rising up from the ocean floors. The elder race made its greatest city on a high plateau of the Antarctic and regarded the land it occupied as sacred, since it has been the first place of settlement. Eventually, the Pacific island of Roulier, upon which the primary city of Cthulhu, as his spawn resided, sank into the sea, and the elder race once again resigned supreme and unopposed over the entire world. It was during this period that they made the biological experiments that eventually resulted in the rise of the human species. They fought a second war. This war was a rebellion against their own creations. The Shoggoths, which over time involved advanced brains capable of resisting the hypnotic psychic commands of the elder race. Through the use of atomic weapons, the Shoggoths were completely subjected, or so the elder race believed. During the Jurassic Age, when dinosaurs walked the earth, a new alien threat descended from the skies. The race known as the Mygo, beings which the general shape of construction bodies were half fungus in nature. Lovecraft speculated through his narrator that they are the same creatures known in legend as the abominable snowman or Yeti. The Mygo were fearsome warriors and drove the elder race from all the land masses of the northern hemisphere, but could not displace them from the undesired cities. A basic makeup, the Mygo were similar to the spawn of Cthulhu, capable of reshaping and regenerating their physical forms in ways impossible to the purely materially elder race, for all its toughness was made of an ordinary matter. The elder race gradually lost much of the advanced science as its civilization decayed. The ability to fly through the ether of space on their wings was lost, although they could still propel themselves through the air or the waters of the ocean. The ability to subsist indefinitely and function in a normal manner without eating was also lost. The elder race preferred to consume meat. Either that of the sea which they ate raw, or that of land animals which they cooked. They eventually retreated to their most sacred place, the original settlement, which at the time of the elder race arrived on the barren earth and has been deep under the sea, but which eventually was thrust up onto an Antarctic plateau some 4 miles high. It was here that they perfected their final and most magnificent city. Oh shit. The greatest foe, the one that ultimately doomed them as a race, was the coming of the glacial periods. The relentless ice sealed their great city and made it into a tomb where some of them lay dormant through the ages. Others retreated back Others retreated back into the open sea, but they made their way into a great underground ocean beneath Antarctica, which they may perhaps still inhabit. Lovecraft's narrator does not inhabit it. Lovecraft's narrator does not offer a firm opinion as to whether they survived or perished. Their shoggoths, however, did survive in caverns beneath the surface at the city, and still remember the age-old hatred of the formal masters. At the Mountains of Madness, the dreams in the witch house, the shadow out of time. That is enough for now. We're going to talk about the next races soon. But for now, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hello, people. It's down here. I'm leaving now. After reading the book, we're getting ready to go. So yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. See you guys.